So what's going on, guys? It's me again here on at our house, actually in our kitchen, and this video here is for basically us deboning the meat and grinding it up. I do it in a three-part process. First, we harvest the deer, we'll gut it and quarter it and put it on ice. Second process is we'll debone it, and then third process is we'll grind it and package it. So I made this a separate video because I know a lot of people don't want to actually see the deer being killed, and then also the skinning and gutting and quartering. They don't want to see that. But so this video is just to show you that deboning it, just taking it right off the bone, and then we'll be grinding it and putting it in our food saver sealed packets, and take out the air out of it and seal it up pretty well. So if you are interested in the other video and you haven't seen it, I'm gonna put it up here. Also, I'll add the link in the description below of Hudson harvesting the deer, and we skinning and quartering it up. And yeah, so this next portion of the video, you're gonna see us just deboning it real quick and cutting it up and putting it in the cooler and setting it aside, and then we'll be back to grind it and package it. So y'all stay tuned. Finished project or process. Got it cut up. Got two hams, one shoulder. The other one was busted up pretty bad, so it wasn't really salvageable from the shot being placed in there. But what I did was I put a strainer and I put the meat inside of it, on two of them, and inside of another bucket. I say bucket, but tub. Just to let it overnight, and just if it's the moisture and stuff to drain down to the bottom. We'll put some saran wrap on top of it. Got a back strap here, two tenderloins. Hudson ended up giving one of his back straps to a neighbor that came over, which was very nice of him. So yeah, I'm gonna put it back in the cooler. Got fresh ice in it, cover it up. It's very cold outside anyways, and I'll leave it outside, and then hopefully tomorrow we'll get to grinding and packaging. So, all right, guys. So y'all just saw us debone and take the meat off the bones, and now we're going to end up grinding and packaging it. So this is day 3. He killed the deer on Sunday, and we deboned it on Monday, and now it's Tuesday. So we're going to try to wrap this up. While we're in here, we're going to start, or our guest star today is lovely Brittany Ann. She's actually currently, what are you making over there?
I am making Puerto Rican stew with venison.
So that's how we like it. We like it come straight from the field, and we eat it a lot. So going into just the equipment real quick, I'm going to actually do a time lapse with the grinding and packaging as well, because that's a little bit self-explanatory. But I wanted to show y'all what we got, and it's funny that I still kept the receipt for this grinder, and it shows that I paid $64.04 for it at Dick's Sporting Goods, and I purchased it in December of 2014. So this thing is 8 years old, but it's lasted, I mean, since then, we've been processing deer from it and haven't had a hiccup from it since. And all it is a Weston's meat grinder. And actually, I think it was on sale because the hunting season was almost over, and we saw it, and it was like, well, let's go ahead and try grinding our own meat. So that's how we got this thing. So we use the grinder. I have 2 grinding wheels that I do when I grind meat. I'll go with the biggest wheel first, the one that has the biggest holes, and then the second one is going to be the middle size, which is a little bit more coarse, and it'll get you just a finer meat. You have to do it, for me, I found out using the bigger one first. I do it twice. I'll go through with the biggest one, and it'll flow pretty well, gets it all the chunks of stuff real soft, and then you can go in with that second one and get a nice grind. And that's what we like here. It satisfies us. And then we use the Food Saver vacuum seal. Bought that last year actually, and I found out going on like Amazon, you can find these pre-made packs, and we do 1 pound packs. We might do 1.5 pound this year because we've been noticing that we've having to use 2 packs, but then 2's too much. So we'll probably do 1.5 pounds each pack, and I normally measure it and put it in here and seal it up, and then we just throw it in the freezer. So we also mark the date on it, so we know what year we did it, and sometimes we'll just write whose deer it is. So we'll say Hudson deer 2022. So all right, hope y'all enjoy this time lapse, and we'll get back at you. So that's all done with grinding. While I was grinding through the second run through, Brittany said she wanted some about 5 packs that's only been run through once on the bigger chunks of meat. So I do what the cook tells me. But also, I mean, if you just notice here, I mean, that looks just like what you would get prepackaged at the grocery store. The only difference is it's very lean. So this has pretty much a 0 fat content to it. So when you're cooking, you got to be mindful of that. All your spaghettis and tacos and all that stuff, it's got a lot more seasoning and stuff like that. So that's what we eat most of. So we really don't, we've started weeding out the fat part of it. But there's always, I've done it also, just takes time. You just go to your local butchery, buy you some pork fat, beef fat, and you can just throw it in here, mix it up. And I've also done, just go to the store and buy bacon. If you go up there, buy some, I've done a 50-50 ratio, and we'll make burgers out of that. Or you can just have just, I guess, an 80-20 with bacon, just to give you some fat content to it. So it's all up to you, but this is what we primarily do first. First couple of deer, we'll just go ahead and grind because we know we use that the most. And then the last couple of deer, then we'll start being selective of how we want to do things. So it's done with the grinding. Now we're going to get to packaging it up.
Hey guys, this is the finished product. About 22 pounds of meat. From me pulling the trigger to putting it all on this and to being in our belly. And yeah.
That's right, guys. He wanted to close us out here real quick. It's pretty simple. It's not that hard to it. It's taken me years and years to just add stuff to it, but being able to do it yourself, you save a lot more money. Going to any processors now, I think it's around $125 just to do that. So we just saved $125. Granted, they can do some specialties if you want it. They'll make some sausage for you, throw some of that stuff. But you can do it here. You can throw in your extra mixes and fat for that. So just to recap, 15 pounds of ground, and he gave a back strap away yesterday to some friends that came over. So we got one back strap that we cut in, and then tenderloins. So with that being said, I'm gonna let Hud Bud do his thing.